Hello, everyone. I'm going to give you a run through of the Agisoft Metashape Professional software and introduce you to the interface so that you become comfortable with it before creating your first 3D model. And I'm working on Professional Edition 1.8.4. So to start out, we have our toolbar at the top here. If we go to File, you can save your project, a very good first step. And also these buttons below can all be found in this toolbar. So you have the Save button open. On the left of your screen, you will have your workspace. And this is where you can see all the components of your 3D model. In the center here is the main viewport for the model. And below, I think on default, you will have your photo log here. So you can see after you've uploaded all the photos, you can see them all down here. You can turn on different views of it. So if I click this last button here, change view, and go to details, I can see all of the metadata that is attached to each photo. And I can also see the photos up here in the workspace. So by default, when you are uploading photos, it will be all put into chunk 1. And this is, you can create additional chunks just by right-clicking into the workspace. And you can process the data separately from each other when they're in individual chunks. And this will be important when you want to align and merge two different sides of a model. So I've already uploaded the photos. If I open up the chunk, you can see they are all in here and I've already aligned them, which is the first step of the workflow. If any had not aligned, you would see the amount, say, 70 out of 71 aligned, and the photo that did not align, you will have an NA next to it. You can also test the quality of the images by right-clicking on a photo, going down into Estimate Image Quality, and apply to all cameras. And it will take a bit of time. And once it's done processing, you will see down here in the photo log the quality of the photos, and you can organize them. It's done lowest to highest. So in order to maneuver around your model, turn it on. This is my model. So to rotate, you click the left button on your cursor, on your mouse, and just rotate. To pan is the right, and to zoom is your middle mouse button. You can also change the surrounding box in your model, surrounding your model, by going to Resize Region. And you can change the dimension so that it captures the model. And it's important to make sure that your entire model is within this box, because once you are going through the workflow during the create dense cloud stage, if there's any part of the model that is outside the box, it will cut it off, and then you'll lose that data. You can also rotate region and move it around. If I go into view, I can reset my view. And you can see now that the axis of the model is off. So Y is pointing up, you can see on the axis here. And I want to orientate the model correctly. So what I would do is go into this button here, rotate object. And this way you are moving the model and the surrounding box, and the axis is staying still. And you can also move it or scale, although I would not recommend doing this because you are going to scale your object itself anyway. Okay, some other important things. When you're going through the workflow, the first step is to align your image, and this creates your type point cloud. This is what it looks like, an estimated visualization of where all the points are in space. The second step would be to create your dense point cloud, and you can turn this on here. And it looks like a more complete model, but if you zoom in, it's still made up of points. Third step is to create your mesh. And once you've done that, you can turn it on through this button, and you can view it like this. You can also view it shaded, so an estimate of what the texture is going to look like. You can see your wireframe, so you can view the polygons and see how dense your model is. This one is quite dense. And once you've processed the texture in the workflow, you can turn that on by model textured. And this will be your final model. Some other things, if you would like to see where your cameras are in space, how you've taken the photographs, you can turn that on cameras. And you can see, yeah, how I took the photographs, in which sequence. If you are scaling your model, or if you are merging the two sides, and you're doing this by points, you can turn on these points here. I don't have any yet, but to give you an example, if I right-click on the model, I can click Add Marker, and this will come up here. So this is attached to your model now. You can turn that on and off. And you can also view your markers over here in the workspace. And if I have multiple, see 2 markers here. And if I want to scale them, I can go down to the left to reference, control click both of these markers, right click, and create scale bar. So now I have scale bar between these 2 points. And if I know the distance between them, I would just punch it in here in meter. And once you've done that, you can click this refresh button, and this will refresh the view of the model and have it scaled. And those are the basic things to show you in the interface. Some other tools that might be useful for you. If you are creating your model, you would just go into workflow. And this is all of the steps. It's all lined out in sequence of when you would be doing this. You can, yeah, all of the buttons along here can also be found in this menu. You can also, when you've created your mesh, you can smooth it. You can also decimate it to make the polygon count smaller. And this will bring down your file size, but depending on how much you reduce it, it will also bring down the quality. And if you go into preferences, you can change your language, you can change your units. You can also see which graphic card you were working with, and what the GPU is running on. And yeah, that's about it. Great. In the next video, I will show you the workflow for Agisoft.